Hello, my name is John Ennis, curator producer at Journeys in Design, and you join us today after our brief stop with Mark Cook and Stromness on Orkney as part of our Salvage Scotland 2020 voyage. So we've cut down east and we've arrived in Montrose on the Angus coast. Beautiful little town, gorgeous town centre, an active and very significant commercial port, serving mostly the oil and gas industry, and a remarkable, it's called the Montrose Basin. It's an inland saltwater basin and largest in the UK, and a natural heritage site of international significance. So it's a wonderful, wonderful town, and a super significant maritime heritage back to medieval times, but including one of Scotland's oldest registered companies, more than 220 years old, the Montrose Rope and Sail Company. So it is therefore a great delight that we have on board today to chat with us Amy Gair, the newly appointed Design and Brand Development Manager at Montrose Rope and Sail Company. Amy.
Hello.
So we're both slightly displaced from where we might be if we were able to be in the company itself. I'm in Edinburgh and you're up in Shetland.
Yes.
So we could maybe just briefly mention that lockdown is having an effect on everyone. And so you're a bit longer in Shetland than you might have planned to be.
Yes, so, or at all.
Or at all, right. And just for the record, before we get on to chatting about your own journey in design, you'd have been setting up a new home.
Yes, so I was planning to move to Montrose from Aberdeen. So,
right. So yeah. That's something of your journey. And I'm in Edinburgh when we might have been otherwise meeting in the town itself. So look, Amy, it's good of you to come on board and tell us a little bit about the Montrose Rope and Sail Company and your role there. But before we do that, could you take a little look at your own journey in design? You've toured the country in many ways in the last few years, down to the borders, across to Glasgow and Ayrshire, and now back to Angus region. Tell us a little bit about your journey.
So I studied at the local college in Shetland, which is part of the University of Highlands and Islands. Okay. After I finished school here. They had a textiles course, which I was interested in, art and design, and sort of fell in love with the weaving side of textiles. At the time, they didn't have a honours year, so that was something I was keen to achieve, and I knew that Heriot Watt down in the Borders had good links with industry for getting a job afterwards.
I mean, a super significant reputation there for their industry links, as you say.
Yeah.
What was you'd have scanned around to see where you could get or where would serve you best. And what was it about the Borders, do you think?
I think for me, because I was interested in woven textiles, then I knew my lecturer had advised me that Heriot Watt was the best place to go for that side of things. So
I mean, I've had a great opportunity to link with Heriot Watt with Journeys in Design, and it's an incredible campus, and absolutely for weaving, I think it must be the best, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're in Galashiels,
yes,
University campus in the Borders, and what was that year like then?
I was there for 2 years, but I went back into third year again and did that one. But I guess it wasn't too dissimilar to what I was used to in Shetland, apart from it was just inland and not next to
the water. Just the
tweed, rather. But no, it was. I had a lot of friends from home who were on the mainland at uni, so I mean, it was quite close to get up to Edinburgh and things like that. So
great.
I really enjoyed it.
And there you came through with your honours, and you looked around, and you know what I've been really interested in is how you're in the retelling, you're guiding your career trajectory in different ways. It's coming to different emphases through your learning experiences. So you looked up from Ghana Shields and you thought, right, I want more of this. Where do I go?
Yeah, so I think I was still keen. I felt like I still had some more to learn, and I guess from doing the textiles course, then you learn. Well, I produce a range of samples, and it's about more producing sort of meterage of cloth, which was great, and I really loved that learning. But I kind of wanted the next step in the process, and I went on to do my master's at Glasgow School of Art in fashion and textiles.
Okay.
And that was that sort of next step in the process part.
So learning from the producing the meterage to what you do with it, is that kind of that?
Yes.
Yeah. So that was about product development?
Yeah, I think that was a sort of start of my interest in that sort of area.
Right.
So what I produced meterage of my own fabrics, and then I produced them into garments. So
great. So there you are, graduating from, you know, a very renowned School of Art as well. You're plucking the best of Scotland as you're and at that point, time to venture into the world of work.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
I think coming from Shetland, I always wanted to work in industry. So I was really keen to, that's how I ended up at Heriot Watt, to work somewhere in the Scottish textiles industry.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, a job came up at Alex Begg down in Ayrshire, which was a graduate woven textiles position. So
right, excellent. And they're really a very significant internationally recognized cashmere company.
Yes.
Great heritage again. But there you were, and moving in with product development as your main interest there.
So there were sort of two sides to the role. One side was my particular role was new product development, and it was for working with private label customers as well as for our own brand, which was Begg & Co.
Okay. So I love the Begg & Co website. It's very slick, but they do draw on this wonderful heritage. And I guess trade secret mean you can't tell me too much about who the other clients were, but you know, no. It's a very significant international roster of people. So it's definitely one of those wonderful Scottish textile bases. And there you go. You're 2 years with them. And what are you doing at this stage? In your head, you're thinking, right, what do I want?
I think I was just aware that I had been there for 2 years, and I was sort of getting to the point where whether I stayed there for another 2 years and learned more of what I was doing, which is quite niche, or if I sort of used some of my other transferable skills that I knew I had, but I maybe wasn't using. Sure. So I was looking around for other opportunities that were within my interest, but might be slightly to the side, I suppose, of what I was actually doing at the moment. Okay. Yeah.
And I happen to know that you engaged in the knowledge transfer program partnerships. Tell us a little bit about KTP. Can I just say, as I understand it, it's this link between knowledge base business, and you're the associate, the graduate position is the associate, linking those together really to the benefit of all, increasing the business opportunity to link in with the knowledge sector in the academic units, and increasing the associate's capacity to, you know, develop their career. Is that about right? Yeah,
and then just that I suppose it still has to deliver a sort of a large commercial aspect for the business. Yeah.
So that's quite clear at the start, and we should say these are 2-year associate positions.
Yeah, so I think they can be. I think they're usually around 2 years, but they can be longer. But right. Yeah.
And the KTP is it's quite a renowned platform for linking into business from universities. And your links were, how did you come across the offer?
So I had sort of searched positions that I was sort of looking for, and this popped up, and I was looking through it, and I wasn't sure whether it was totally something I could do, or if it was, I wasn't sure about it. But I noticed at the very bottom of the job description a contact, and it was somebody that I knew before.
Oh, wonderful. So you were able to link in from that. And I suppose that's one of the beauties of Scotland. There's quite a few links in and around. And can you say who that was?
Yeah, it was Josie Steed from
Josie Steed.
Glasgow School of Art.
Fantastic. So the links were Glasgow School of Art, part of Robert Gordon University in Aberdeen.
Yes.
Montrose Rope and Sail Company, and Josie and the team at Montrose Rope and Sail were linking together, devising the project, and then bringing the associate on board. And you were able to get that post.
Yeah, so I did interview it, just so it wasn't like just because I knew Josie, but
sure, no, quite good, yes.
Yeah, it was. Sorry, I've forgotten what you asked me.
Yes, I'm wondering about the links within Scotland that nudged you into applying for it. And Josie, actually, I'm just going to do a wee shout out for Josie Steed. Really someone I see as an outstanding collaborator in Scotland in design. She was very gracious in taking part in our 2014 Twilight Talks about design for Journeys in Design, and a champion of design and industry coming together, and super supportive of meaningful links. So it's very interesting to me that you had also come across her. How had you known of Josie?
So she was actually an external examiner of mine when I was at the Shetland College.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
in the past.
Yeah, it would have been. I think I graduated from there in 2012, so it was pre that then. But I connected with her again when we were when I was at New Designers with Heriot Watt University in London.
So you went down as part of, that's another wonderful opportunity for young designers, the New Designers Showcase.
Yeah.
And Heriot Watt are very strong on that, aren't they?
Yes, they are. So yeah, I had reconnected with her there, and she'd sort of passed me on our email. So I just sort of shamefully emailed her to see if I would be right for the position or not.
Well, that's great. I mean, her name's on the post so that you can do that. And that's wonderful. Linking. So, associate Amy, Josie at Robert Gordon, and Neil and the team at the Montrose Rope and Sail Company. So here we are. I'm very pleased to have been there, and actually to have brought a bit of treasure with me for our treasure trove as part of Celebrate Scotland. This is a wonderful Montrose Rope and Sail Company bag. So they have started off as this venerable company, diversified, and they're producing bags and I think tarpaulin for agricultural and industrial use, coverings, and even some other things. So you've come in, and how was that 2-year process for you?
So I think at the start, I sort of came in with a fresh set of eyes, I suppose, on an old family-run traditional business. So as part of the KTP project, there's a lot of support available. So the first sort of year, I think that I sort of used that support that was there from other members in the team.
And so how you're linking together, there's a group of you within the KTP network?
Yeah, so there's other projects going on at the same time, but within my team, so Josie and people within the company, you could use them as support as well.
Great. And KTP offer external support, so you come out of the business space and meet with other associates and graduates.
Yes, so there was two 1-week training sessions away from the company, where you would meet with a cohort of other associates who were at the same point in time of their project as you were, which you sort of met with and spent time with and went through training with, so that you had a sort of peer group that you could.
I mean, I think for all the will in the world of support, and I'm sure Josie was wonderful, I'm sure Neil at the company were wonderful, not like a peer network to really get the stress levels down by sharing the experience, because it must have been quite a big deal to come into this existing manufacturing base.
Yeah, and I think especially for the company as well as me, is that they I think I was the first new member of staff in a few years, and also not a manufacturing member of staff. It was sort of yeah, in a different position that they'd never employed somebody in before. So.
Sure. So, I mean, I think it's to their credit and yours that there's been such a wonderful match and a link. I had this very brief opportunity to visit, and I was so welcomed by Neil Payton and Linda Payton, and Rudy, the manager. Do you know what I really loved about it? Everyone was friendly enough to smile and nod, and it's a small factory, and you can see the stations, the skill-based stations, as you look around. And I got a sense that everyone knew what the collective reason for their offering was about. You know, I got that strong sense of a cohesive manufacturing base.
Yeah, I think that's about the good thing about sort of small manufacturing workshops, is that you can sort of see each part of the process and you're part of the whole journey, I suppose.
Fantastic. And Neil, I mean, I don't know if it was typical. It wasn't just for me because I didn't know I was there at the time, but he came down from the office and someone had handed in a box of chocolates. We were all wearing masks, so we all were offered a chocolate. Everyone on the floor was offered chocolate. We all had to kind of sneak it in behind our masks as we went round. But a great team. And yes, so there you were. You're going from first year with a lot of external support into the second year and crafting the goal. Now, I can't force you to say too much about what the particular project was, but essentially it was about developing new product and new markets.
Yeah, so part of the our Innovate UK with a KTP partnership network is that it sort of has a strong commercial output of projects, and the company sort of realised the need to sort of diversify, especially because their main sort of market is within oil and gas,
Right.
and that's sort of suitable for the north of Scotland. But I think they realise that they've also got other products that are very versatile that can transfer into different markets. Yeah, but I think for this particular project, then we were sort of using the knowledge from my past sort of career and areas of interest, and the knowledge from Glasgow School of Art to help them diversify into another new area, which Wonderful. Is more sort of the fashion and luxury brand end of things.
And our lips are sealed at this point. But I think you're also mentioning this notion of small scale, and one of the things I witnessed when I was there was some bespoke orders and one-offs coming in, or small scale multiples. And I thought that was really fascinating. The other avenue that I'd met in Montrose Rope and Sail Company was through the MakeWorks initiative. And I remember actually it was a Craft Scotland conference in 2013, and Fee Scott and Vanna Coleman, who had set up MakeWorks and travelled the country in a camper van, just meeting and greeting business folk, had really made a point of highlighting Montrose Rope and Sail Company as somewhere makers could go for fabrication, and they wouldn't be overwhelmed by a big industry. They'd be welcomed as a potential collaborator in a small scale production. Well, that's to their credit, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's an advantage of being a smaller sort of manufacturer, is that you can partake in sort of smaller bespoke or like one-offs, or help people with sort of smaller companies produce smaller batches of products.
Fantastic. Yeah, so the whole thing, very can-do approach and a very will-do as we re-emerge. Listen, Amy, it's been very kind of you to pause and chat with us, and thank you very much indeed. Good luck with the vacation. Good luck with re-emerging into the world of work that we're all doing now, and very, very best for the Montrose Rope and Sail Company. I hope we can check back in 2021 with Salvage and see how things are going.
Yes, definitely.
Great. Thank you very much indeed. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Bye.